what Bart said, because Bart filled in yesterday, and he said, I guess Deshaun Watson was better than Patrick Mahomes or something like that.
We tried to have Jack Dorsey disable his Twitter feed the second that happened.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But is he wrong? Right? Here's why I say this. What is Patrick Mahomes? He's an MVP. He's a Super Bowl winner. He's a Pro Bowl. He's all of those things. 2-time, should be 3-time appearing in the Super Bowl if it wasn't for the hand or the foot, whichever one. D Ford, sorry. And so when you look at that, you go, okay, what's Deshaun? If Deshaun's on that team with those weapons and that coaching staff and is it that big of a drop off, or is it close? In my eyes, it's very close. It's so close. You know, I look at all those guys as interchangeable at the quarterback position when you get in the top echelon in the tier of QBs. They're all interchangeable depending on the situation. So it's all about what you want to give for Deshaun Watson. Is Derek Carr that less of a quarterback than Deshaun Watson if you're the Raiders? If you believe he is better, then you want to give up all of the stuff to get him, but then there's the what if. What if you are in the same position that you were with Carr? So you got to look at all of that. Is he worth 4 more games for you? Do you believe that as an organization? Is he worth 5 more games for you? Do you believe that in him as an organization? And if so, you give up whatever it takes. But if you think, well, you know, if we'd have did this, if we'd have did that, maybe Carr could have done this, then you sit tight and see what happens.
I don't know, Key. I know you can sit there and you can make the argument that Deshaun Watson it's a slight drop off from Patrick Mahomes. And I know he didn't have the weapons. And this is not to knock Deshaun Watson. I just think Patrick Mahomes is in a different category. I think he's a magician with the ball. But I know a lot of people love to throw him other QBs in that conversation. But I kind of really see him one-on-one. I don't see a lot of people doing the things with the ball that Patrick Mahomes is doing.
Deshaun showed some skills, though. This year, he's shown some Houdini-like stuff in the past. It's hard to say. My only point is they're all kind of interchangeable. Despite the age, is Patrick Mahomes, don't even look at the age, just look at his play. Is he superior to Aaron Rodgers? Or is that pretty much the same stuff? Like, is that the same stuff? Right? I mean, think about it. Is that the same stuff? Or is Patrick Mahomes so far out in the universe that nobody can ever catch him?
I would take Patrick Mahomes before I would take Aaron Rodgers.
But a lot of people, I can't say that though, Jay. I swear to God, I cannot say that, man. I done caught footballs from 1,000 different quarterbacks. I cannot say that. I love Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be around for the next 15 years and killing it. But I can't say I'm taking him before Aaron Rodgers with both of them on the board. How could I say that?
So you would take Aaron Rodgers first?
I'm not saying that I would take either. What I'm saying is...
I guess what I'm asking you is which one would you have?
I'm happy with either, is what I'm saying.
No. I'm happy with either. Because you're making a case for Aaron Rodgers.
I'm saying all of those quarterbacks are interchangeable when you get in a certain position with them. Whether it's Deshaun, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, they all are interchangeable depending on the situation that you put them in. You can't take... And you didn't say Cam Newton versus Deshaun Watson. Cam Newton hasn't shown me what Deshaun shown me over the last several years. But if you would have taken Cam Newton from his MVP season and what Deshaun did this year, now that's interchangeable. That's the same stuff. That's all I'm saying. Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes is the same stuff, man. Don't get caught up in him winning a Super Bowl recently or being an MVP recently or make a throw here or there. That stuff with them weapons in that coaching staff, in his skill set, if you drop Aaron Rodgers in there, man, it's the same thing.
So speaking of same stuff, it's an interesting phrase that you use. It's 1 year apart. Brady has the edge on Belichick right now after their first year apart, right? Super Bowl, Belichick missing the playoffs. Speaking of the same stuff, people are wondering, I know you're upset, Key, but people in Boston are wondering, does Belichick have the same stuff? It's a question Jay broached yesterday on the show with Christian Fourier, former player for the Patriots, 2-time Super Bowl champion under Bill Belichick. They had this little exchange yesterday.
When do we start talking about Bill Belichick potentially on the hot seat?
Oh, no.
I know. I got to ask it. I just got to ask it. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying. You know how media gets.
It's so early.
It's too early. Key, you weren't here yesterday. We actually had a pretty robust discussion about this. You can check it out in hour 4 of yesterday's podcast.
Belichick going to come work for us? Because it sounds like they trying to get rid of you already. I mean, it's not the same, man. It's not. He didn't have the players. He didn't have the top.
Find a guy like Marcus Mariota, even though they have a lot of cap space, if they can't find a place to make this Patriot organization a destination for young stars to come, if he has to rebuild through the draft, is that something that he wants to do at this stage of his career? Or do you want to pass the baton to a guy like Josh McDaniels and maybe move more to the front office and oversee the organization from that aspect instead of being in the trenches?
Done coaching. He hasn't lost his fastball. He's not falling asleep with the clicker in his hand in meetings.
But his fastball was Tom Brady. That was his fastball.
Man. Stop.
What are you talking about? Bill Jackson's fastball was Michael Jordan. Bill Jackson's fastball was Kobe Bryant.
Don't do that, Jay. Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't do this, man. Don't act like he didn't put them teams together with Willie McGinnis's and Lawyer Malloy's and Ty Laws and Teddy Bruschi's and Antoine Smith's at the running back and Corey Dillon's and Julian Edelman's. Don't do that. And Rob Gronkowski's and the late Aaron Hernandez.
I'm not diminishing what Bill Belichick has done. Don't put words in my mouth in that degree.
No, Jay, you realize what you just said?
Yes, I do realize what I just
said.
Do
you realize you said his fastball was Tom Brady?
How many Super Bowls has Bill Belichick won?
And the dude
I'm asking you, Pete. Can you answer the question for me?
6 Super Bowls.
Okay, who was on all those Super Bowl teams?
They was tied together. The team, the roster was better.
They were tied together,
Jay,
and now they're not tied together.
Jay, one skill position player that the New England Patriots had this year can play and start for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the skill position. Not one. It was different. The team was different. The team was different. That's why Tom said, I got to get the hell out of here.
Who's the Patriots GM?
Excuse me?
Who's the GM? Who put those decisions together?
Oh, stop, man. The dude made damn decisions how many times? 13 times to get into championship games? Y'all need to stop, man. Stop.
I don't know why we fit into this whole thing Bill Belichick is going to be made out to be a villain. Like, the guy's won 6 Super Bowls. He will be the most legendary coach in the history of the game.
I'm just tired of flip-flopping, man. I can't do it.
What flip-flopping are you talking about?
I can't do it, Jay.
Well, I'm sorry that you can't do it. You have to do it because we're on the show that talks about sports.
Tom Brady was tied to this. Then now you come back and you say, well, why is he getting put as a villain? Like, you got to make up your mind. Which one is it?
Well, I'm not saying wait, I never said that he was a villain, Key. I think you're spinning yourself around in circles here. I think what I was saying to you is the fact that I don't understand, like, Bill Belichick, if they have to rebuild through the draft, if you can't lure a big-time free agent, like a big-time quarterback there to do that, and it does take superstars to win championships. That's why I gave you the Phil Jackson scenario. If you're rebuilding through the draft, how much longer does a guy like Bill Belichick want to go through that rebuilding process? Or does it make sense?
He enjoys doing what he's doing.
Are you going to cut me off or are you going to let me finish?
No, I'm not going to let you finish.
Does it make sense?
You're just saying the same things over and over, and it's annoying.
Well, I'm sorry it's annoying to you, Keyshawn. But I'm allowed to make my point, homie.
As we all are. Last sentence here before we have to go to break, and that is this. And that's
ridiculous.
You can't be right all the time, Key.
I'm not trying to be right. I want you to understand rather than keep saying the same thing. Go ahead, Zuka. Never mind.
I'll just split the difference. I'll be the mediator here. The bottom line is this. The fans do not want another bridge year. They don't want another bridge year. And right now it seems hard to believe, no matter who plays quarterback, that it's not going to be another bridge year relative to their standards. Relative to their standards. That's what the fans don't want. Keyshawn, J. Will Zubin, presented by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. On the way, the biggest star from the Bucs Super Bowl championship team. Their first one. I thought I was sitting right next to him. But no.